Andrew is here now with Ryan and Jimmy. I think you guys have just made everybody want to get back out on the water now.
Yeah, maybe not the best day for it with how cloudy it was. Whenever I got to talk to these guys, it was a lot nicer day. But what, Jimmy, you know, we've been buds for a while now. What's it like looking back to see where you're at now versus when this all got started a few years ago?
Well, as you know, interestingly enough, it kind of got started when you wanted to do that story originally just on the charter industry, if I remember right. And I was like, yeah, I'll do it if I can talk about PTSD. Short version, Not Lucky was born. It doesn't feel real. It's pretty cool. Obviously, with the way the economy and everything is right now, we're hitting a lot of struggles, but that kind of is what it is. It's nothing that I haven't handled before, and it's a lot easier with this guy here next to me. So
yeah. So Ryan, now that you're on board, what's it been like? Because I know there are some similarities you guys have talked to me about from, you know, bringing in what you guys learn overseas or in your training to going and targeting these fish.
Sure, absolutely. It kind of we've made the element of foundation that we work from the same as we used to operate from overseas. So it's a very pay the hard work and receive the big reward. So we're having a good time on the water though.
Right. So you've got American fishing charters, so people can come out fish with you guys. Anybody can, but also Not Lucky specifically is trying to get combat vets out on the water. Right. You want to expand a little bit on that?
yeah, so we're really hitting directly. There's no other way to put it. We're really hitting the gunfighters. You know, the veteran community is ginormous, right? Everybody had different jobs. Everybody different experiences. Everybody's different, right? We're all humans. I just really saw I was in a really dark place for a long time. I was physically dependent on booze. Depression doesn't even begin to, you know, describe what I went through.
Yeah.
And I just kind of saw a gap. I didn't really see a lot of people I related to as far as being on the gunfighter side of things, you know, because you have certain jobs in the military, and then you got guys that are kicking in the door every single night. You know, gunfight after gunfight after gunfight, and you love it and you're addicted to it, and you don't ever want it to stop. And then whether you get brain damage or, you know, a little boom gets you like this guy, it's a hard pill to swallow, man, that you can't do it anymore. So it kind of just started taking guys out here and there, and turns out it works. I mean, we're rolling out 6 of us tomorrow. I think we're going to have a combined of 41 deployments on the boat, all gunfighters, probably combined of about 1,500 firefights on that boat.
Sure, yeah.
Well, so it's just somewhere where everything clicks.
Yeah, and it's so hard whenever you guys come back from living that lifestyle that's so much different than a civilian life here, right? This is a way that you can kind of get a little bit of that, you know, go out there and target something and have a mission and come back successful. That's kind of where you get that little high, I guess, for fishing out here, right? It's as close as you can get without being there.
100%, Andrew. It's one thing, you know, he and I have talked about pretty much anytime we got some gunslingers on the boat. What I always say is when we were overseas, our sole existence in life as Army Rangers was to find and develop a pattern of life on a target, exploit a weakness in that pattern, and then ambush to capture or kill your
well, and now you do that with fish.
Now we're doing it with fish.
Whether it's
no change, man.
Cobia,
awesome.
kingfish, even you've got a great white up to the boat too.
Yeah, that was wild.
And some of that video that we had up there too were from some of your past fishing experiences. And well, what are you looking forward to now being a part of the team with Jimmy?
Well, I do like the direction of Jimmy's entire project. American Fishing Charters, one of the greatest fishing charters on coastal Georgia, and also his project with Not Lucky. I'm just lucky to be a part of this timing in Jimmy's life. He's got so many awesome things doing. So many
right, and we know, like, especially for nonprofits, it's tough now because you know the economy the way that it is. But do you want to just tell people a little bit about what Not Lucky is? Because we heard you say you want to get these guys out on the water over the next year, and you're already doing that tomorrow. Is that just what you want to keep building on? So ideally, you can have more and more of those people go out every day.
Yeah. So as far as the way the nonprofit's set up, the for-profit of American Fishing Charters funds the nonprofit of Not Lucky.
Right.
Locally, in 2.5 years, we've received $250 in local donations. Starbright helps us out a ton.
You change that, hopefully.
yeah, and it's not bad, but I just kind of took it on myself to fund it, which has worked. Now we're just trying to get bigger and better. You know, Ryan over lunch one day was like, "You need to try to do this full time. And I was like, nah, it can't happen.
Yeah.
And he was basically told me I was being selfish if I don't. So that's what our goal is now.
A lot of accountability that goes on
I didn't mean to distract you from your input of making money, but watching Jimmy get war fighters out on the water has been a glorious experience for me in my entire recovery. So I'm thankful to be.
Well, hope we keep it rolling here, and appreciate you guys. We'll have more info online of how you can learn more about Not Lucky here coming up as well. And not the best fishing day today, so hopefully I can put some sunshine in the forecast. Lay the wind down.
See how I'm looking at you.
I know.
I need a couple flat days here.
Hey, if I could control the weather, I'd never be wrong. So.
Don't worry, guys. We give him a hard time all the time. Hey, Ryan, Jimmy, thank you so much for your service, not just to our country, but for what you're doing now for veterans after they come back. Thank you so much for that, and thanks for being here today.